So our project has a 3/4 inch quarter round used as shoe molding all the way around the room. Trick of the trade. You can do one of two things. You can either leave this shoe molding in place and actually use the edger and edge all the way up to it. You don't have to then worry about removing any of this molding. Or you can remove this molding and then not have to edge exactly all the way up to the wall. That'll give you a little bit of a margin of error when you're running that edger around the room. You put the shoe molding back in place, nobody's gonna know how close you actually got to the wall. If you do that, another trick of the trade, mark on your shoe molding a 1 or a 2 or whatever the number is, and then put the coinciding number on the wall where you took this from. Later on, when you get that shoe molding and you put it back in place, you'll be able to line it back up with exactly where you took it from. So 2 more tricks of the trade for you before we get started sanding. One of the things you need to do is make sure that you have set all the nails in the wood that might be exposed. If you don't set the nails below the level of the wood, you're gonna run that over with the sander. You're gonna put a little bit of a damage in the sandpaper, and that damage in the sandpaper will actually transfer to the floor. So we're gonna use nail sets, and we're gonna use a hammer. And the thing that we're gonna do that's a trick of the trade is make sure that you use some sort of towel or some sort of soft item that you can actually put the hammer on and the nail sets as you're working around the floor. Any kind of damage you put in the floor now with the hammer by dropping it on the floor, you're gonna have to take that damage out with the sander. So we wanna prevent that up front. The other trick of the trade I wanna talk to you about is blue tape. We're gonna take blue tape and we're gonna put it around all the edges of the corners, because as we're moving this sander back and forth along the floor, we're gonna be dragging the power cord behind us. And the most likely place for that power cord to get hung up and rub the paint off the wall is gonna be on the corners of the molding. So we're gonna wrap those corners in blue tape.